Hello everybody, my name's Fraser. I'm a content creator on the internet, also known as an influencer. I'm also $50,000 in university debt. Crime, you know it, you love it, and we have certainly all done it. Okay, now the people that agreed with that are still here. I just want to say I have indeed contacted the authorities. Crime, you know it, you certainly don't like it, and if you do like it, that's a little bit sussy, especially with the crimes that we're going to be speaking about today, because on this channel we cover a whole variety of famous people, celebrities, who do a lot of, well, terrible things. A good example of one of these people is Drake Bell, everybody's favourite child star.
My understanding, there's been a plea agreement reached where the defendant will plead guilty to count one, attempted endangering children, a felony of the 4th degree.
Now, personally, I think the main crime there was the size of the quiff. Now, I'm not really one to speak, but it's really big, and why? Just why?
Bruh, look at this dude. Look at his hair.
But yes, in this godforsaken social media world, it seems that every week at this point there is another good old sussy influencer that comes out saying, hey guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for doing this terrible thing which is actually a criminal act, and I'm actually admitting it on my YouTube channel, maybe even a TikTok channel if they're a true criminal. But alas, a lot of influencers and celebrities seem to like to incriminate themselves, but also at the same time, never end up going to jail. Why is this? I don't know why I put a pause there. It was meant to be dramatic. Moving on. I've covered a whole variety of influencers that have committed some heinous crimes which, you know, usually with an average regular citizen that isn't a big famous social media star, they would have probably ended up in a jail cell. Take Zoe Laverne and what she did, for example. Even Drake Bell, who, yes, he received a charge, it was a pretty minute charge given the accusations that were facing him. So yes, the question of today's video is going to be, how do these influencers just get away with it? Because they always seem to, and I'm just like, how? And why? What have you done? Do you know something about the judge or something? I mean, they clearly don't, because half these things don't even go to a police investigation. So yeah, that's the question of today's video. Now, I want to kind of do this in a first chapter and a second chapter. The first part being the legality side of things, and the second part being how other celebrities play their part in the good old social space, including your favorite TikTok stars such as Taylor Holder and Noah Beck. Who? Now, I understand a lot of you actually have a life, or you're not 13 years old, so you probably don't know who those two people are, and I'm going to explain it further in this video. But I do just want to put in a little request saying, for one, I'm sorry I keep not uploading. I'm back, but I promise. Please subscribe to the channel. That's my request. I do actually want to hit 1 million subscribers. It may not seem like that. So if you could go down below, subscribe, and turn notifications on, that would be wonderful, because collaborations are coming back, and you can expect wonderful content such as this.
Oh no! Only if you. Okay.
Well, only if you really want.
Yeah, no, it'll be funny for the content.
Oh! But other than abusing my friends, I will also be, you know, making serious videos like this and some introspective videos and all that good stuff. So please subscribe, or I will be very, very sad. But yes, let's get in to the first chapter of this video. Now, as I said previously, typically on this channel, I have spoken about a lot of YouTubers and their crimes, so I think it would only be natural to speak about one of our old famous sussy backer YouTubers known as Jimbo Joey Charles. It's a YouTuber who has been in quite a lot of scandals the last year, the year before that, the year before that, this year for arguably the worst thing, well, definitely the worst things. So I want to use James as a case study for today's question of how do these sussy backers keep getting away with it. Personally, I think this is quite unrealistic, because usually in most real life situations, James would actually be the one to be driving the van. But yeah, it's been around 9 months since the James Charles accusations came out, and it appears nothing's really changed for James. There's been no accountability, despite he actually had a video holding himself for accountability, and now the video has actually been deleted, so well, he didn't really hold himself for accountability. It was just, you know, a big old steaming pile of shit. And then it's been a few months, as I just said, there's been no change, and he seems to actually be getting really good views on YouTube and on TikTok. Some of his TikToks even getting around 8 to 10 million views, and I genuinely question every form of morality in this world. Are we okay, guys? Are we alright here? Like, how is this still happening? It just seems every time I take a break and come back, things get more worse. How are we allowing this? You know? Especially the content. We'll get into that later on. Personally, I actually don't need James Charles to hold himself accountable. The person that I need to hold James Charles accountable is actually the American justice system.
In case anybody isn't aware of what's going on, within the past couple of weeks, 2 different people, both under the age of 18, have recently come forward saying that they had inappropriate messages with me on social media.
Now, most of us know the story here. James, in that video, admitted to basically most of the things he was accused of, and yeah, there were some false things here and there, but for the most part, he certainly did admit to some criminal things. And yeah, as I said, deleted the video. We don't really need to go into specifics. I've got plenty of videos on that situation. But what we need to focus on is the legalities here. Did he actually break a criminal act in the eyes of the Californian law? And well, James was 21 years of age, conversing in an adult way with a minor, which can easily be perceived as a dangerous act. And apparently, I mean, this comes under the laws of harmful intent. Basically the exact same thing of what Drake Bell was accused of. And you may be wondering, why did big sussy Jimbo Charles not actually get any form of criminal conviction, considering that he actually lives in the same state as Drake Bell? And that's a very good question, but my question is also, why are we still watching his videos? Like, I'm trying to not click on his videos as much as possible for this research, you know? And I think we can all just stay away. I'm sorry, guys, but it's getting 3 million views a piece, man. And the guy even still has a friendship group. Sorry, it's all very mind-blowing, isn't it? It's very mind-blowing that you can do what the guy did and be absolutely fine. I've seen so many influencers do such not bad things in comparison and seemingly lose their career. It makes you really lose your faith in humanity. But, sorry, getting back to the legalities of things. Well, there seems to be a lot of reasons to this. The main one being money and being in a position of power. But also, there are other reasons such as, I mean, hey, we actually don't know everything that has gone on behind the scenes. I mean, for all we know, there actually could be a criminal investigation ongoing right now. I mean, I highly doubt it, because I imagine we would have heard something or had some form of leaked information. But, you know, there may be something, but ultimately I think it mainly comes down to money and James's position of power. So money and power is basically a very, very good intimidation tactic that a lot of famous people use, you know, not just with these things. In the past, I've made videos on people and they have sent me emails being like,
hey man, we're going to sue you for defamation.
Even though I literally did not defame them in any way. And I just reply with, well, I've not actually done anything wrong, but admittingly, there is a feeling of oh, I know I've done nothing wrong, but I know for a fact powerful and expensive lawyers, they can do anything. They can take a lie and make it be real, make it be the truth, because in the eyes of the law, it doesn't matter if it's a lie. If you've got some good lawyers out there, they could easily win you a case if they are the best in the business, and James can certainly afford the best possible lawyers, especially with the companies that he's got backing him. You've only got to look at the people that he's worked with to see this is a pretty powerful dude, and I would not be surprised if potential victims would be very afraid to go against this guy, because not only could the lawyers make James win any possible criminal case, but if he did win those cases, he could quite easily then spin it into a defamation case and actually make the potential victims' lives even worse, you know, and that's obviously something that a lot of people don't want to do, so they simply won't go to the police because in their eyes it's just not worth it. Because for one, in a lot of cases where people go to the police about being abused, it really doesn't account to anything. You don't need to look further than this statistic to really show you that the criminal justice system, when it comes to abusers, really isn't taken seriously. And you know, some people may say, well, James admitted it on the internet, you know, James admitted it in a YouTube video, and yeah, I mean, I guess, but at the same time, let's be real here, people. Do you guys actually think the Los Angeles police, the Californian criminal investigators, watch YouTube videos as some form of criminal admittance? I don't think that's how these things work. I think James saying he's done these things in a YouTube video isn't necessarily the exact same thing as admitting it in a court or admitting it to a police officer or some form of investigator. I'm not really too sure on the specifics, but I think the police aren't exactly going to look into what could easily be perceived as YouTube drama, because sadly a lot of these things do just get conflated into I'm sipping tea, you know, it's drama. But reality is, people, this is actually some real serious shit, you know, it's some serious stuff. But because of how it's handled, and that's no one's real fault, but everyone on the internet wants to talk about it, and that just gets perceived as drama. And I don't think investigators are necessarily going to look into internet drama. In short, I don't believe the police are exactly monitoring the YouTube space. I don't think they're exactly taking a look at what everything is going on here, because let's be real, things happen on this website every single day. So many situations, so many videos. I really don't think the police are actually taking a look into any of these things. And I think if somebody did actually go to the police with James's admittance, it might do something. But to be honest with you, I highly doubt it, because James could easily afford the best possible lawyers. I mean, you don't have to look any further than this guy's net worth to realize that. And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't believe me what I'm saying here, I just have to bring up this sussy old little man right here. He's recently followed me on Twitter. Stay away from me, please. I am overage. I'm 24, almost 25. Stay away from me. I'm just really uncomfortable that he's followed me, especially after these videos. But yeah, I just need to reference this guy. He could easily afford the best lawyers in the world, and he could be accused of the worst things possible, which he was, and basically just get out free. Because yes, he did face a criminal conviction, but I'm not gonna lie, guys, it's really not that bad considering what he was accused of.
You are going to get 1 year on the felony 4, 6 months on the misdemeanor. They'll run concurrent by operation of law. I will suspend the imposition of the sentence. You will be subject to 2 years community control sanctions. You'll have to register with Cuyahoga County. They will facilitate the transfer of probation to California. They will evaluate your offender report that was submitted under seal. They will determine whether you have to undergo additional counseling. You will also perform 200 hours of community work service.
2 years of probation and 200 hours of community service. I mean, in translation, Drake Bell got away with it. Yes, he's got a bit of a criminal record, and yes, everybody knows he's a little sassy man, but ultimately, he gets to go down to the grocery store. He gets to go and buy monkey NFTs for some reason. I don't know why we're doing that, but he gets to do that. He's not in a prison cell, so ultimately, he won. He committed a terrible crime, in my opinion, and he got away with it, in my opinion. In the justice system, it's clear and evident that having money is a form of power, and that power is going to give you advantage. You don't have to go any further than situations in Hollywood where there are actual criminals, man, in my opinion, in a video game, such as Dan Schneider, for example. People that are allowed to walk free with millions because they are so powerful. And these people also probably know a lot of secrets about a lot of people, which probably help them out staying free, you know? And mainly it all does come down to money. But in this whole entertainment industry, I don't want to sound like a nut job, but it's rife, and it's rife because there are so many powerful people that use money and the things they know to get away with these things, man. It's messed up, but in this world, everything does just come down to money, and you don't need to look further than the fact that James Charles now has another friendship group.
I'm James Charles, and I'm playing for the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation.
I'm Alex Warren, and I'm playing for the Amy Winehouse Foundation.
I'm Cobran, and I'm playing for St. Jude.
I'm Andrew, and I'm playing for the American Cancer Society.
I'm Pearson, and I'm playing for the Heart Foundation.
I'm Brent, and I'm playing for Chalk Children's.
I'm Ben, and I'm playing for the Richard Evans Foundation.
All right, is everyone ready for our first game?
I'm actually playing for the Ronald McDonald House Charity.
I'm James Charles, and I'm playing for
Every single person here, like every little, I want to say some mean words, but I know the YouTube system is very, like, specific on things to say. So I'm just going to say, you should be ashamed of yourselves. You are the absolute lowest of the complete and utter low. Now, these aren't even, like, people that necessarily need to be here. There are some influencers in this video that have millions, man. Millions of followers, and most likely millions of dollars. Alex Warren, I used to like your videos, but now I'm thinking he's hanging out with James Sussy Charles, man. Like, why? Just, like, why? I don't know if I'm being dramatic right now. Please go to the comment section and say yes if I'm being dramatic, no if I'm not, because I feel like this is so beyond disgusting and shameful that there are actual influencers that are willing to work with this guy after the things that he admitted. Now, I'm somebody that, you know, I actually think, I've kind of changed my mind on it recently. I actually think cancel culture very much is a real thing. I used to say that, you know, cancel culture, I mean, it does kind of exist, but ultimately you're always going to come back on top. But no, I do think cancel culture does exist, and I think it does ruin the lives of a lot of people. But in this situation, it's clear that cancel culture comes mainly, not always, but mainly for the wrong people. Yes, a lot of people are against James Charles. In fact, probably most. But when you're looking at this dude's views and the fact that he is getting millions of views, and the people in this video, Brent Rivera, Pearson Wodzinski, Ben Azalar, Andrew DeVere, Alex Warrants, Coover, the Mian twins, Taylor Holder, Markel Washington, Amanda Diaz, Keo Sear, these people aren't getting any backlash. Now, I'm not saying don't go to their channels and don't comment on them or anything, but at least just think, do I want to support these content creators that are willing to work with somebody that did what he admitted to doing in his videos like 6 to 9 months ago? Personally, I don't want to support that. I think that's absolutely shameful and a testament to all of the people in this video's character. And guys, I didn't announce it, but yeah, we're on the second chapter on this video. We're on the social part of this video of how people get away with things in Hollywood. Because the main one, what it all comes down to, like, yes, you can have all the money in the world, you can have all the lawyers in the world, you can get away with it legally, but ultimately, it's the friends that platform the terrible people that help them truly get back to where they were before the rest of the world thought terrible of them. So yes, these people in this video are now exposing James Charles to their young, mainly TikTok audience who probably don't know much about James, if anything, know about his crimes whatsoever. And if they do know anything about his crimes, there's a good chance that they probably don't understand it to the extent of what James admitted to, because they're young. A lot of the people that follow these TikTokers are certainly children, and I don't expect these kids to truly comprehend the things that James Charles has done. But you know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually not particularly shocked about some of the content creators in this video, specifically Taylor Holder, because, all right, maybe he didn't know in the past. In fact, I'm just going to say he probably didn't know in the past, but I'm not shocked that Taylor Holder is friends with James Charles, because he also used to be very good buddies with our famous old sussy partner, Tony Lopez.
3, 2, 1. Bring me a little water, Sylvie. Bring me a little water now. Bring me a little water. Shut the up.
Look, I'm not saying that Taylor, knew what Tony was up to in his spare time, but you don't have to really look further than Tony Lopez's TikToks to kind of suss out that this guy is indeed, well, he's certainly something. But the main thing I'm trying to point out here is Taylor Holder is apparently, what seems to be publicly, I can't really find any videos, he seemingly is not friends with the Lopez twins anymore. And that's really strange to me because he's not friends with Tony Lopez, but he's friends with James Charles, despite they both pretty much did very similar things. Now, why is that? Is it because he has some moral compass? No, come on, guys, come on. It's not that certainly. We all know the main reason is 100% of people think that Tony Lopez is certainly a sussy little man. Whereas I'd say it's around 70% with James Charles, but there certainly is still millions of people that support this guy. Go to James Charles's comment section. There is a lot of people still there. The millions of views. There's a lot of people still there. So not Tony Lopez. It's easy to get all these people mixed up, isn't it? So Taylor Holder saw that and thought, you know what, I'm going to bite the bullet and I'm just going to take some of that James Charles audience because I know I can't get any from Tony Lopez anymore. So, Tony, I don't want you, but Jimbo, you've still got something to offer me. So I'll take that. And I think that's a brilliant summary of these content creators on TikTok. They truly have no spine. It's the absolute lowest of the low. Now, not all TikTokers are terrible. I actually like 4 TikTokers, maybe 3. Two. I like 2. 1? No, sorry, I'm being a bit rude. But what I'm saying here is that it seems to be with a lot of TikTokers, they don't have a spine. They're willing to do absolutely anything to get the last final drop of clout from that little juice, that little James Charles clout juice. They're already milking it until we can get it all out. And even if they did admit to some of the things they admitted to, they're not going to stop until they finally get that little bit of juice, that little bit of a clout. Oh, this has gone weird. Let's get moving on. Now, it is a little bit unfair to merely just come for Taylor Holder here. Everybody in that video can actually get absolutely royally. But I also want to speak about another content creator who also is seemingly still friends with James Charles and helping him inadvertently rebuild his reputation. Look at this little sussy clip.
On a serious note though, one of your best friends, James Charles, are you guys still friends? Have you been hanging out with them or what's going on?
No, we haven't been hanging out as much, but we're still great friends. Like, despite I'm here for him, whatever he goes through, I mean, it's part of being a friend, you know?
Right.
I hope if something were to happen like that with me, I would hope he'd be there for me as
right.
well.
Now, this is Noah Beck saying, like a month or so after what happened to James Charles after he admitted it, after the internet said, oh, yeah, that's a criminal action, I don't want to support you anymore. After that happened, he said, oh, whatever it happened to me, I'd hope James would stand by me and support me. Why would you think that, and why would you hope that? It just sounds like you're projecting to like a level of where I'm saying, is that something you're not telling us? Because Noah Beck is who this is, Noah Beck. This is a really weird thing to say, It's not like somebody, murders somebody and I say, well, actually, guys, I think they might be an alright bloke. Because I hope they'd say the same thing about me if I murdered someone. That would be a bit weird, wouldn't it? Because you'd probably start thinking, well, have you done that as well? And no, I haven't. I haven't. But it's just weird. It's just, why would you even say that? Because it does sound sus. I need to stop saying sus. I don't know what's wrong with me. Now, by the way, I'm not making any accusations here, but whenever I hear somebody say something like that about an actual criminal act, I can't help but feel a little bit queasy, And also, even if it is just a weird friendship thing, I kind of missed out on the friendship guidebook of where you're meant to defend your friend who has admitted to, I kind of missed out on defending that part in the friendship guide. But either way, why? It just kind of feels like a James Charles Restoration Act. Legally, he's safe for now. Socially, people are mainly still critical, but as I keep saying, there's millions of people that are paying attention to him, watching him as fans, and people like Noah Beck and Taylor Holder, Alex Warren are all a reason for that. These guys are all regularly building new audiences, gaining followers from people that have never even been on social media before. Yes, it may not seem like it, but there actually are some regular people out there that aren't like mentally ill using TikTok like me and you. And these people will eventually become mentally ill by installing this godforsaken app. And, they're going to follow these people and they're going to see, oh, he's pretty decent at makeup. I might give him a little follow. I don't know who he is. And they have, no idea about absolutely anything. And that inadvertently is going to rebuild James Charles's reputation. And I just have to say, do these influencers know that? Do they realize that? Yes, they do. But they don't care because they're getting that sweet, sweet old moolah. That's what it all comes down to in this whole thing. Legalities and in terms of friendships. It all comes down to money. Because you don't have to go further than an average, regular person living a regular life and say to them, hey, if that person who is an adult started sending inappropriate messages to a minor, would you then go and befriend them and defend them? They would say to you, no, I wouldn't do that. I would probably call the police. I'd probably call the police, like a normal person would. But sadly, these people have had their minds plagued by numbers and by money. The main reason I'm bringing up all of these influencers who are seemingly friends with James still is to show you that there are people out there, massive content creators, that are still publicly endorsing James Charles, and this will definitely sway the opinion of some fans. People will see their favorite content creators such as Noah Beck hanging out with James Charles, saying nice things about him, and that may make them think, oh, well, I like this guy Noah Beck, I trust him, and that must mean that James Charles is okay because, I like this content creator Noah Beck and I trust his judgment. And you may think that might sound insane because it does sound insane, but there are young, impressionable fans that definitely do think like this, and these influencers are not inadvertently, they are just simply leading their young audiences back to James Charles, and that is worrying. I am genuinely willing to say that these people are somewhat of an accomplice to James Charles by pretty much endorsing him, by speaking nicely about him, and by befriending him still after everything. That is just so, in my opinion, morally wrong.
Oh Lord, Jesse made another one.
Purchase your tracks today.
I just can't imagine sacrificing all forms of moral responsibility and all forms of just in general being a nice, good old human being to do that. Like guys, come on. I don't think there's really much coming back from this, but really? You're sacrificing your moral compass to do this. Why? I can't help but think this is mental. To conclude this, I hope I've given a fairly decent explanation to why power dynamics with celebrities always seem to win these tough cases. And not just cases in court, but cases in the social media world. And even if they did get a plea deal in court, some of them just get suspended sentences. Drake Bell. Just know that that is still a win for people like Drake, because these people are able to live their lives. Yes, they may have to do a little bit of community service, but let's be real, that is nothing in comparison to a prison sentence. In my opinion, most of these people should be in jail for life. When it involves the things that these people have admitted to doing, it just shows that we have a terrible justice system. I tried to keep this video a little bit serious, a little bit lighthearted, because, we need to get through these things fully without, being completely depressed. I feel like that's the best way to consume this information. So if I do seem a little bit insensitive, just realize I'm just trying to be like a little bit like lighthearted to kind of get you through this without feeling completely depressed by the fact that there are so many influencers out there that have no soul whatsoever. But yeah, that is the end of this video. Please do me a lovely favor and like this video. Yes, there are no dislikes anymore, so just instead of disliking it, get this video to 30,000 likes, and please actually do it. Like, seriously, I want you to comment down below the moment you've liked this video, and if you don't do it, we're no longer friends. Simple as. And please subscribe to the channel, and please also follow me on social media. My second channel is in the description. It's all there. Twitter, iNabber69. Instagram, iNabber. Yeah. I promise I won't leave again for a while. Maybe, probably not. Spider-Man No Way Home. That looks good, doesn't it? See you next time. Probably in a few days. Goodbye. Peace out. Love you very much.